Nexxlegacy.
Fenty Beauty by Rihanna was created with the promise of inclusion for everyone, with an unmatched offering of shades and colors for all skin tones. You'll never look elsewhere for your beauty staples. Danaya Azure Radio is now sponsored by Fenty Beauty. Browse their foundation line, lip colors, and so much more. All you have to do is go to www.danayaazure.com. That's www.danayaazure.com. And click on the link that says Nexxlegacy Fenty.
Nexxlegacy.
Hi, everybody. I'm the Duchess Juresa McBride, and you are now tuned in to Danaya Azure Radio.
Hello, Dr. Juresa. How are you?
I am doing great. What about yourself?
I'm good. It is a pleasure to meet you.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, shout out to my girl Tamiko Dixon. She is giving me some amazing guests. So, how did you originally get into music?
Well, first of all, I've been so attracted to music ever since I was a little kid. Like, I just knew at a particular age when I wrote my first song about my first dog I ever had. Was about 9 years old. And it's just like when I just found that love for music, and my mom, she would always pay attention to the things that we like to do, and she was like, "Oh, this girl wanna do music," so she went out and she bought me a keyboard that I never learned how to play, and she bought me radios and things like that, and I used to sit down on my floor. Some people don't know about the cassette tapes and all that kind of stuff, but I would sit down in my floor, and when my favorite song come on, I would record it and learn the lyrics to it. So it was like I always had that love for music. And then, like, on Saturday mornings, my daddy, he would be up on his car, working on his car, playing nothing but all this different type of blues. And I'm just like, what? So I fell in love with music at a young age.
I love it. And so what's so funny, you talk about, you had the cassette tape. Well, people forget, though, is that when we had the cassette tapes and trying to record on the radio, and you don't know what time the song's going to come out, so you might get the whole full song if you're lucky. But typically you might get a portion of it because the daggone tape player don't want to work. And the worst part about it is in the background, you come here. Really? Why? I'm recording. Like, why are you talking? It's still going.
It's still going. Exactly.
It's still going. You're now on tape. Oh, I used to tell my mom, she used to do it all the time. I'm like, I'm recording. She's like, why didn't you tell me you're recording? I didn't think the door was closed. I didn't know you were coming in here. Why are we having this conversation and I'm still recording?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And the station that I used to listen to, they used to have I think it was like the top 10 at 8 or something like that. So they just knew I was going to be in my room pressing that stop and play, stop and play.
Stop and play, stop and play, stop and play. Look. Oh my God. And then I had the karaoke with the 2 cassette players. So I'm recording my own vocals and doing my overlays and all. Like, yes, honey. Like, it was
right.
It's
right.
It's funny that we think about music and and what we went through. What we went through.
I mean, that was the part that made you appreciate it, because I'm just like, once you go through all of the work of just doing the recording, if you really want to learn the songs, like what I would do, I would stop and play and write the lyrics too, if I didn't know the lyrics. And then it was some work, but it was worth it.
Right. Like I said, y'all lucky now because y'all got lyric videos and Genius, and we didn't have that.
Yeah. They just don't know. They missed out.
Oh my God. I love how you said the very first song that you wrote was about your dog. That's so cute.
Yeah, it was. I literally took you remember when what was it? You remember when R. Kelly did the song Old Sadie, even though he wasn't the original singer of the song? And I took the song and I changed it up and I was like, oh, Spiky instead of, Sweet.
Adorable. I love
Yeah, I
it.
never knew that it was just venturing off to what I actually love to do. So,
Yes. So, who would you say was some of your artists that inspired you?
when it comes to inspiration as a blues artist, I always loved Denise LaSalle and Coco Taylor, Big Mama Thornton, Trudy Lynn. Like those particular ladies, they literally paved the way for how I wanted to create my sound, how I wanted to grasp my audience, and just some of the style of writing as well. So those were some of the ladies that really just paved the way for me. And I just knew, okay, I'm gonna be a blues woman one day, and this is gonna be the reason why, So, and then it's like the older I get, the more I continue to research on other female artists that were way before a lot of those different ladies, and you just get an appreciation for it even more.
Absolutely. So, what are some of the things you've had to overcome being a woman in the blues scene?
Overcome. I'm still going through it now. It's a lot that you have to try to overcome because especially as an African American woman in the blues industry, it's like you have to continue to push and say, hey, I'm right here, and I feel like it shouldn't be that way, especially when you have the talent and you have the same willpower to continue to grasp audiences, write the music, perform the music, entertain the crowd, all of these different things. And I just feel like it's a constant climbing over the hump. And I've been doing it for 13 years and I'm just like, I'm not going to stop now, So
Right.
it's always a constant thing of just trying to be seen and heard, and saying, "Hey, I got what it takes. Look at me, So that's like a constant battle that you have to continue to overcome. And I hear a lot of more blues women that say the same thing,
Mm-hmm. Definitely, definitely. So, what do you think is the one thing that keeps you grounded and motivated when it comes to doing blues?
I think the main thing that keeps me grounded and motivated, the love of the music. That's for one, that continues to keep me grounded and all of the work that I've put into it throughout the years, and continue to just be myself. I think that keeps me grounded in this industry. And what keeps me motivated are my daughters. They've been watching me through this journey. And, I just feel like, okay, if I give up, that's teaching them, okay, when things get hard, you just give up. So, they continue to motivate me to continue to, pursue this career for as long as I've done. So, yeah.
Absolutely. What is the one thing that you wish you would have known before you got into the blues industry?
The one thing that I wish I would have known before I got into the blues industry was to actually learn one of the instruments. Everything seems to be so instrument driven, especially like the different guitars and things like that. And I just wish that I would have just, when mama bought those different instruments, I wish I would have just had the time to learn them. I won't say have had the time, but actually stay consistent to learn how to play them.
Right.
Because it seems like in this genre of music, that's what's being pushed the most, And I hate to say it, and I hope I won't be the only one to say it, but I'm going to say it because it have to come out. But it's like, as long as you know how to play, then the singing comes second. You know, some don't know how to sing, but they know how to play, and that's what keeps them going. And that's not to knocking about it. It's just what I see. So I just feel like if I would have just took those moments and actually learned, and I am practicing on an instrument. I'm not going to say what it is, but I'm going to stay consistent with it. But I wish I would have known it 13 years ago.
Right, definitely. And Duchess Juresa is my guest here on Danaya Azure Radio. Where do you think blues is going to be in the next 5 years?
Oh, in the next 5 years, I think blues is something that we have to continue to hold on to keep some authentic vibes to it, because it has sectioned off into so many different genres. You have so many different forms of blues, and I'm kind of scared that in 5 years that most of those other genres will kind of take away from the traditional blueses and things like that. If we don't watch it, if we don't continue to have a love for it and continue to learn it and spread it, it may be a possibility. And I give you a prime example. You remember when we were younger and R&B sounded one way, and now what they call R&B sounds something totally different? Mm-hmm. So it's just like, we don't know when it happened. We just know that it happened. Mm-hmm. So it's like, it's easy for things to evolve into something else. And then the original feel is gone, So I hope that don't happen in the next 5 years, but I just seeing it now is kind of like, okay. So, all right, let's see what happens. So hopefully it won't.
Yeah, I think the R&B, well, there's a couple of different things. The biggest thing is that too many rappers want to quote unquote sing but can't sing, but they got auto-tune. They think they can sing. And so people are like, yeah, that sounds good. And a lot of people do that a lot of times. And now we're here. Like, what? I'm like, how are you a rapper in the singing category? No, this is backward.
I know. And it makes it hard because it's just like those that still doing like the original R&B, they're calling it neo soul, and I'm just like, this used to be straight R&B,
right?
So yeah, that's what kind of scares me about the blues genre, because there's already a lot of different forms of the blues. But I'm just like, I hope it don't ever get to the point where no one wants to hear the former traditional blues and things like that. I hope it doesn't get to that point.
The one thing that I can see, because I have McBride, who is an amazing blues artist who's about to go do a show in Mexico doing blues and do the show in Argentina doing blues. So the one thing that I can say is that even if it kind of does that here, it's not going to do that around the world. The world understands blues, appreciates blues.
Yes. And a lot of people international, like they study us, and they study the stories and the struggles that come with the blues, and they want to know it, and I mean, that's a great thing, that's a great thing. But yeah.
And that's the cool thing about it. So like, the blues is never gonna die. I know one thing I wanted to focus on is having more blues on this station specifically, focusing on blues and jazz, because there aren't many stations that are doing that. So I want to make sure that our station, right, is my show for sure. So we're definitely getting into that part as well. I'm super excited about, because I think we always want to make sure that we have the traditional, along with, but have the traditional, but then also focus on the newer artists as well, because that's been
right.
Is that some of the artists we've been playing for 10, 20, 30 years, but let the newer people that are in this genre shine.
That's right. Let them shine.
Highlighting the newer artists and giving y'all, you just do.
Yeah. Yeah. And then it's like the crazy thing about that is that I remember one time I say, when do you stop being a new artist? Like, I don't know if you ever just really stop being a new artist because it's just like so many people might not know who I am. And I've been out there 13 years. So it's just like when they're introduced to me, then to me, to them, I'm a new artist to them, someone that they just discovered. But I love to see like the younger generations coming up and they're appreciating the blues and they're playing the guitars and the harmonicas and sitting down with some of the older legends and talking to them and playing with them. I think it's a beautiful thing. It's definitely a beautiful thing.
And that's the thing. And that's the thing too, because it's like, I've been doing blues for 20 years, and you can't tell when you look at it. It just looks like she's about 20, But that's why I was like, when she's new, I'm like, she's been doing it for a minute, but no, she's listening. But and she got grown kids. Like, what are y'all talking about? But it's but it's
it's good.
It's true. Yeah. It's hilarious, But it's also a situation where it's like you have some people that have been doing it for 20 years and some people that have been doing it for 50. So I get it. All right, you right. 50 years. All right, okay, I guess. But but then that's the whole thing of reaching back and making sure that the person that's been doing it for 10 or 15 and hasn't gotten the coverage that you've gotten and doing for 50.
That's right.
Prepared. So, when you are unable to tour and you want to be with your family and chill out, that person is in position to have the same kind of amazing career that you had.
That's right.
I think that's what's lacking right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the blues community. And that's the music in general, but definitely when it comes to the blues community, because I think we have a misconception of how the younger audience treats, the next generation underneath them, as opposed to mentoring them. They're trying to compete, and it's like, don't even try to compete, because they're not going to compare, because they don't have the experience. But with that experience, you can help them so that they don't have the same pitfalls that you had.
That's right.
It's harder for them.
That's right. And you know what?
I know your journey's interesting.
Exactly. And you know what? And it's just like, like you said, it's not about competition. Music is supposed to be something that is spreaded, bringing people together, looking out for one another. But it's sad to say there are a lot of people that see it as competition, and they don't want to give you any more than they want to know it all, but they don't want to give you anything, and I've run across a lot of people like that. Within the time that I've been out, I ran across a lot of people like that. They don't want to give you any type of information. I probably can count on my hand how many people say, hey, let me give you this information right here. Hey, let me give you this contact right here to help you, just like Lady Adrena gave me your information. I'm just like, thank you so much, and the one thing she said was pay it forward. That's the way it should be. I know if I get on the phone,
Shout out to Lady Adrena. That's dope.
Yeah. So it's just like, I know if I get on the phone and I talk to Erica Brown, or I talk to Candace Ivory or Nika Chambers, I know that those ladies, they have genuine love for helping other female blues artists out. And that's the way it should be. If someone calls me, then I should be the same way towards them when it comes to, hey, what can I do to help? What is it that you need to know? Can I help you send your music to somebody that's probably not playing your music? And it's all about that, continue to help. And I think that's what makes the genre continue to grow.
Absolutely.
So, yeah,
absolutely. And that's just the biggest thing, is about paying it forward and to expand, because at the end of the day, no matter what genre you're in, your ultimate goal is to create timeless records.
Yes.
So many people right now are just creating this like instant whatever, that nobody's gonna care about in 5 years. Music is what it is because it's timeless.
Timeless.
There's so many. There are so many moments and experiences that
Mm-hmm.
you go back to from
Yeah.
insert whatever record here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's what makes blues different. Let's be very clear for those who don't understand. Blues is the foundation of music. Yes, that includes rock and roll. Lizzo was right.
Everything.
Yes, that
Everything.
includes yes, that includes country. I've
Mm-hmm.
been doing country since years, way before y'all knew about it or cared.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And I think the misconception has been that since because some people are just seeing the versions of it that don't look like us, so they think that we
Mm-hmm.
had nothing to do with it. But
Right.
the foundation of everything that y'all are hearing is,
Everything. Mm-hmm. That is true. That is true.
and that's why we talked about the instrumentation.
Mm-hmm.
Blues is one of those arts where you're not gonna hear a DJ.
Mm-hmm.
It's either gonna be acoustic or a couple of instruments, or you're gonna hear a full band. That's
Mm-hmm.
it. You're
Mm-hmm.
not really gonna hear a DJ like that. You're not.
Right. Right.
They might have one to kind of mix in a little bit, but it's not going to
Mm-hmm.
get that because it's full.
Mm-hmm.
The guy that said it is the engineer to make sure that the sound goes right for the live instruments that you're going to hear and be blown away by. Because
Right.
the talent that you see when you go to a live show with a live band. Now you see hip hop artists are getting back into more of the band
They
situation
are.
because of the power of that
Mm-hmm.
band, like the energy.
And that's what I tell people all the time. You have some people they want you to come and do track shows, and that's all good or whatever. But their real feel is when you actually
And
book a band. Pay those extra coins
yes,
and
yes,
get a full band. Because I think a lot of people are missing out on live performances.
yes.
Um, over track shows, and I do track shows, but it's not what I prefer. I prefer to bring my band with me when I perform because it just, it is what it is, And
It's an
at one point in
experience.
time, I had my band to go into the studio, build the track so it can sound like they were right there with me for those
Right.
people who just be like, hey, just do a track show. But I prefer band shows any day. And like I said, you get better entertainment, you get a better performance, it's so much better.
It sounds better because you're able to extend the record.
Yes.
Like the song could be 5 minutes or 3 minutes, but it's going to be seven with a band because
Right.
everyone's getting their shine. You're you're seeing the different ways people can play with stuff. You're going back and
Hmm.
you're going back and playing with the band, so you're playing with the actual song. Like
Yes.
it's a completely different experience. That again, this
Right.
is why hip hop artists are now realizing that
Hmm.
and using inserting
Hmm.
bands in their music, and you know, but again, it goes back to the whole thing of the artistry of it. I mean, I don't know if y'all people have not seen the way some people play these guitars. You're like, how did you? Who taught you that? How did you learn that? The
Right.
way they move their bodies. It's insane. Or some
Hmm.
basketball players, it's like, where did you get that kind of breath? Like it is. There's so many amazing moments that you can see
Yes.
a band with you,
Hmm.
and it takes up the experience to a whole other level.
It does. It does. It does.
So, what are some of the things you have coming up?
Right now, I just have a few interviews. I have some shows, but I have some shows that's coming up in the next couple of months, but not signed off yet. So once I sign off, then I can post about those particular things. Later on in the year, I'll be back in Baltimore doing a tribute to Denise LaSalle at the WMEL Honors. So I'll be performing there. And I just got back in my writing zone. So I would definitely in hopes of having more music out as well too. I'm just trying to see, do I want to go for album again, or EPK, or not EPK, I'm sorry, for album, or EP, or just a single. I'm trying to see which route I want to take this time. So, but I've definitely started back in my writing process. So
awesome. I love it. So when everything is said and done, what do you want your legacy to be?
Oh, what do I want my legacy to be? I want to leave behind a legacy where people knew exactly who I was, and I want them to know that everything I done was always authentic, original. I want to leave behind a strong legacy supporting Black women in the blues, in the blues genre. I just want to, I know I want to leave behind, a great legacy. I just don't know everything about what it is I want to leave behind at the moment. But I just know that if I continue to build the foundation, and continue to watch it grow, that there will be a legacy well worth leaving behind. Like my mom has been my manager for years, Silver Shirley. And my daughters have watched us work together for all of these years. And I think that's a legacy worth leaving behind too. Just knowing that she's watched my dreams come true, and my daughters have watched it as well. So I just want other girls, and not just girls, but I just want other people to look up and say, hey, the Duchess, she did that. Y'all remember the Duchess? Okay, here's some of the Duchess music right here. You know, I just want to leave behind a strong foundation for a lot of more young people. So that's what I want to do.
I love it. So thank you so much for coming on. It was amazing.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Most definitely. So go ahead and tell people where they can find you, follow you, and most importantly, book you.
Okay, so you can find me on all social media outlets as Duchess Juresa McBride. Okay, Facebook is the Duchess Juresa McBride. YouTube, Duchess Juresa McBride. Instagram, TikTok, Duchess Juresa. And for any bookings, you can call my manager, Silver Shirley, at 601-218-9418. Or you can email us at JuresaMcBride.1@gmail.com. I hope I didn't forget anything.
Hold on, wait. Did you say Juresa McBride .what?
.1.
A 1. Okay, well, this is that what? I love it.
And I gave that email because I couldn't think of the other one that we had. I don't want to give the wrong one.
It's all good. I was like, wait, that's funny. I love it. But yes, thank you so much for coming on. I truly do appreciate you. Shout out to my girl Dixon. Shout out to my girl Lady Adrena. Lady Adrena, this is what we're talking about when we say pay it forward. Tamiko connected me to Lady Adrena. And Lady Adrena,
hi, Tamika.
So, like, this is what we're talking about. It's all about spreading the word, showing love, all that fun stuff, and showing y'all the amazing blues talent that we have in this country. It's showing y'all all the phenomenal independent artists that are just doing the daggone thing that y'all aren't going to hear on mainstream radio, but you're going to hear right here at Danaya Azure Radio. That's for sure. Powered by Nexxlegacy.
Can I tell you something about a little thing named home? know for myself. They say love is blind. How foolish was I? 13 years being your woman, be your woman on the sideline. Holidays I sat at home, and I cried. Dangerous game playing, baby, sneaking around from your wife. But the day finally came, and we got caught up in the act. That woman looked me in my face, and this is what she said, y'all. She said, Karma, he's a fool that wears high heel shoes, and just when you think she's through, she'll take care of you. She said, Karma, he's a fool that wears high heel shoes, and just when you think she's through, she'll take care of you. So I moved on, baby, found a man of my own this time. But what that woman told me crossed my mind. See, he worked late, baby. He worked late almost every night. And I knew deep in my soul that something just wasn't right, y'all. So I strutted down to his office, 'cause I felt a little funny now. But I couldn't believe my eyes. He was doing another woman just right. I said, Karma is a fool that wears high heel shoes, and just when you think she's through, she'll take care of you. I said, Karma is a fool that wears high heel shoes, and just when you think she's through, she'll take care of you. Ooh, I gotta break it on down for you. How many of you know what the Duchess talking about? Yeah. How many of you know about karma? If you don't know today, let me teach you a lesson. They say what goes up, Lord have mercy, it must come on down. And what goes around and around and around and around, y'all, it sure gotta come on around again. 'Cause karma will chew you up, and karma will spit you out. Karma is a fool that wears high heel shoes, and just when you think
How's everybody doing? This is Uncle Rhino here, sending a big shout out and a bunch of love to the Danaya Azure radio show, to our people over there at the Nexxlegacy platform. We are super excited to be a part of everything that these guys are doing and for them to be a part of everything we're doing. That said, it's time to get everybody to start cruising back over to unclerhino.com, start checking out the updates. We are fixing to start with the updates because we are now booking shows that will be going on into 2025, live appearances and performances. And everything that we're doing is to get to you. Everything that we're doing is for you. You are the person in every song that we write. You are the rock star of every show. That being said, check out the online store at the menu there at unclerhino.com. If you will do this, if you show up to any of the live shows with t-shirts, hats, any of the gear from the online store, when you show up at a live show, you will automatically become a VIP member for the night. You will be hanging out with me and the band after the show. So please check out unclerhino.com as soon as you have a moment. Check out the online store. Everything that you do is supporting what we're doing. You are loved and appreciated.
Nexxlegacy.
Are you searching for the perfect gift? Or do you just need a unique statement piece for yourself? Well, either way, Danaya Azure help you out. What you need is the S for S jewelry collection by Danaya Designs for You. S for S stands for strictly for a stage. Stand out at your next photo or video shoot. Snag that magazine cover. Go from being a part-time extra to an actor or actress who stays booked. Or just be the talk of the town at every event. Danaya Designs for You jewelry is handcrafted and Chicago made for men, women, and children. To start your collection, simply go to www.danayaazure.com. That's www.danayaazure.com. That's www.danayaazure.com.
Nexxlegacy. Nexxlegacy.
Are you searching for the perfect gift? Or do you just need a unique statement piece for yourself? Well, either way, Danaya Azure help you out. What you need is the S for S jewelry collection by Danaya Designs for You. S for S stands for strictly for a stage. Stand out at your next photo or video shoot. Snag that magazine cover. Go from being a part-time extra to an actor or actress who stays booked. Or just be the talk of the town at every event. Danaya Designs for You jewelry is handcrafted and Chicago made for men, women, and children. To start your collection, simply go to www.danayaazure.com. That's www.danayaazure.com. That's www.danayaazure.com.
Nexxlegacy.